Welcome to the Man Cave Podcast with Dan Casper.
You know, if we do a little local sports roundup to kind of kick it off, I wanted to talk because I know you were at the game Saturday for Blue Golds,
yes.
Blue Gold men's basketball. I mean, had to lead at the half, went down to the wire there. I know, not to play a what-if game, but, man, if they were able to get that, put themselves tied for second in the WEAU and setting up for Wednesday night's game
right.
with Platteville, which would have been tied for first, but still – this team, again, putting on a fight against a top 10 ranked opponent, too.
Yeah, 3/4 of the way, things were looking good, and then they kind of they couldn't buy a basket late in the game, and Lacrosse hit some really tough shots. I mean, the defense was great on both ends, and Lacrosse had two just off-balance big shots that went in those final 2 minutes, and that was enough to lift them over the Blue Golds. But, we've seen this Blue Gold team battle with everybody. And it's a matter of not if, but when they can beat one of these top teams. And they battled Platteville as hard as you can battle Platteville. They battled both these lacrosse games were battles, especially this last one. And I expect Wednesday to be no different. They're a team that I think knows they can win these games.
Yep.
It's just a couple of things having to go right. They had a decent lead over Lacrosse, and then it just couldn't find a way to get a basket to fall in those final basically 10 so minutes of the game. He had a couple in there, but and Lacrosse just did everything to stay in the game and fight and clawed their way back in to get the victory.
Yep, definitely. So I know the season's not over with and such, but I feel like that WEAU tournament, when it gets to that point, is going to be kind of crazy.
It really is. From what we've seen, teams. I go back to that Whitewater losing to the Blue Golds by like 25 or whatever it was, and then going back the next game and beating Platteville.
Yeah.
So this is what can happen in this league. So I think whoever makes that tournament, that's why I think it's important to get that home court. And if you can get that 1 and 2 seeds, first off, you're getting a bye because anybody's going to be able to beat anybody in that first round.
Right.
And then you get to that second round, at least you're at home. So there's still time. It's going to be tough. For the Blue Golds now. With you're outside looking in at those top two, but there's still a chance. So nothing bigger than beating Platteville on Wednesday would really springboard you for a chance to get one of those top two. But on both sides, women's and men's, it's going to be a battle in that tournament. It's going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely. Also, staying with the Blue Golds, but one of the bigger rivalries that we've seen over the last few years, hockey-wise.
Yep.
River Falls versus the Blue Gold women's hockey team, and River Falls got the advantage over the weekend over there. But that's another dominant team that River Falls has.
They are a machine. They really are. The Blue Golds are a great team. I just feel like right now River Falls is just a step, just that tier above right now. And obviously the Blue Golds are right there knocking on the door, but they're relentless. You just watching that game is that River Falls. You cannot let your guard down for a second, and they'll take advantage of it. And that's what they did on Saturday. It was, a 2-1 game after one period, and then after that, River Falls just put the pressure on and kept finding ways to get goals. And that's not saying that I still think the Blue Golds could beat that team. But that they know where they need to be. And I think playing those teams, and they every team they play, those ranked teams they play them tough. And hopefully they get another crack at River Falls in the WEAU tournament. And, the unfortunate thing is that they don't get the automatic bid for the tournament win.
Right.
So games like Saturdays are huge because if you can get that win, that looks really good in the the pairwise rankings and stuff like that for your chance to get an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. But so now it's uphill. But you take care of business the rest of the way, and you hope everything falls the way that you need to. But that's a talented team, that Blue Gold team. They're going to continue to get more talented.
Yeah. Stay with hockey quick, but going to the high school level, back, was it Friday night when North got the come-from-behind victory?
Yes.
Was it Superior they defeated
indeed.
over there?
Yep.
So, BRC matchup. It always is kind of crazy when it comes to hockey.
And this is the last week of the regular season, so and I know the seedings, I think the brackets are out now. They had the seeding meeting on Saturday.
That's right.
The brackets are out, so that stuff's all done. But for North, going into the day before, 2 days before they do that, they had just played a tough game, a 1-0 loss to Chi High the night before. And Deuce, their goalie, had 30-plus saves in that one. And then, Superior gets up 2-0, and it could be easy if you're not, for the Huskies to say, okay, well, this is just maybe not our night.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to battle back the way they did, it was fun to see. And just the excitement at the end of that game, because you don't want to lose 2 in a row. No one wants to. They'd had trouble scoring. They hadn't scored a goal all month up until that game. Mm-hmm. And then they turned it on, and hopefully it's one of those kind of things that helps them turn the corner once you get to the playoffs here.
Yeah, Division I seedings-wise, North faces Chippewa Falls next Tuesday. North is a 9, Chippewa Falls is the 8th. The winner of that, Spash, Stevens Point, the 1 seed.
Yeah, that's your reward is Spash team.
Memorial got the 5 seed where they will take on Merrill, Newman Catholic, and Wausau East. And then Hudson got the 4 seed where they will take on Marshfield Columbus Catholic. New Richmond got a bye because they are the 3 seed. They'll take on the winner between DC Everson and Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln. And then Wausau West is a 2 seed on that side of the bracket too, where they will face the winner between Toma and Sparta or Superior.
Yeah. And then this week, the North Memorial matchup that'll be going on as well. So, and shout out the East Bay Stars got a win as well. CFM Sabres keep on rolling through. The women, I think the girls is going to be as much as the boys is up in the air. I think the girls too is going to be it's going to be tough to figure out who's going to be able to knock off who there, because every one of those teams is kind of right there. And the BRC's been pretty much everybody's battling for the top spot there. So I think getting to the playoffs, it's going to be anybody's contest.
Yeah. Division II, we got to always factor Rice Lake, right? They're 3 seed.
Always. They're getting healthy at the right time too, so they have a good chance to make that normal run.
Yep. They're going to be taking on they don't have to travel far, or they're going to be at home, but Spooner Shell Lake as a 6 seed in that open. If they win, again, they'll take on either Hayward or Barron, Bloomer, Cameron, Chautauqua, Weyerhaeuser, Cumberland, Turtle Lake.
Northwest Iceman?
Is that what's...
I think so.
Okay.
Yes, because that's not Wisfledge.
A lot of co-ops.
Yeah, there's trying to keep them straight in your head there. I believe that's the North. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Was Barron in part of there?
Yes.
Yes, I believe that is. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's tricky trying to figure out which ones, because Wisfledge, I think, is Grantsburg in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Luck, Flambeau. Just trying to go through the letters and figure out which schools go with that. So
yeah, you're right. Frederick, Grantsburg, Luck, Siren, Webster.
There we go. I was trying to figure out what the W was in there. So where's Ram at?
Let me see where Ram's at here. We've got. Where would they be? Why am I not seeing them right now? This is because that's. Oh, maybe I'm not in the. I keep forgetting to look at the other. They got the 1 and 2. I only look at the 1 and 2s over there. So, let me scroll through here. Okay, that's the Madison teams over there. Let's go. Here we go. So we got River Falls, Granton, Melrose a 5 take on number 4 Baldwin, Woodville, St. Croix Central, Altoona, Fall Creek, McDonell is a 3 seed taking on Menominee.
There we go. Okay,
next Thursday. So
I went through it quick yesterday, but I was trying to remember exactly who was playing who. And
then River Falls is a 2 seed. So
and they got the Middle Border tournament on Saturday. Ram does. They're hosting at Altoona Hobbs. So if you want to get out, if you want to watch all day hockey, I think it starts at 10 a.m. and goes throughout. They do all the places, which is kind of new. There's not many conference tournaments that you see, and I kind of like that idea of just doing it all day, one day, and just getting everybody in there. I thought maybe that'll be something we'll see catch on a little bit more. But I kind of like that concept of doing that. And since they don't play, a lot of those teams probably don't play till Thursday. It's probably gives you a good break after that too. So
exactly,
we'll see.
If we got the brackets out, if my timing's right, would that mean this weekend we could see the girls' seedings coming out for basketball? Is it this weekend?
Yeah, I think everything's going to start rolling out here. I know we have. I
know boys are usually a week after, sort of thing.
We have postseason starting up, so sectional swimming will be this weekend, and regional wrestling, both girls and boys. Girls are on Friday, and the boys, a lot of them are all on Saturday. So, this is really right now. Middle of February is when we start up. The playoffs will start in the next week's hockey playoffs next Tuesday, like you said. So
because somebody said yesterday it was 5 weeks until Selection Sunday, which I know that's when we got like state basketball tournaments going on there too. So it's like that put that in perspective a little bit.
It's basically a month left in the winter sports season,
right?
Which is crazy because the winter sports season is the longest of all the seasons, and it feels like something. It starts you're in November, and now here we are. I mean, we're middle of February, heading towards March, so it's coming.
Yep. So we got Memorial. I know girls picked up a win over Hudson. It on Friday there too? So I mean, is it still Memorial? Boys and girls at the top of the BRC?
Yes, they're both right now riding those perfect conference records. The boys clinched a share of the title with their win over Hudson.
Okay.
And Cooper Jesperson now on the brink of becoming the all-time leading scorer in Memorial history.
Now that's a pretty big accomplishment.
They go to Rice Lake on Friday. I think they're off the rest of the week until Friday. So they'll have a chance to clinch an outright conference title. Also, Jesperson has a chance to break the scoring record there. He's 20-some points away, so it's not not a guarantee because Rice Lake's a tough team. But
right.
And then they play at that border battle at River Falls on Saturday against Breck, Minnesota, I believe, the next night. So next day.
Man.
So yeah, that team depth-wise, and I've harped on this every time I'm on here. Both those teams, the amount of players that can come off that bench, not only just your starters, but the bench players are so deep on both sides. It is really fun to watch, and the future's bright for both those teams because not only this class that they have right now is super talented, the development for those classes are going to be great coming through the years here. So it's fun to watch.
To kind of wrap up the local sports thing, I know this was last week, but kind of curious to get your thoughts on it. So, I mean, of course, I feel like this is a tradition every year. Got to adjust some high school football stuff every year when it comes to WIA stuff. So a couple of them. I mean, this is, I think, big. Just shows the growth of this one. The 8-player field expanded from 16 to 32 teams in the postseason. So, I mean, doubling that, which is cool to see. I mean, last year we saw some like the whole Gilman and Siren over there, kind of a mixture there. Well, now we're going to double it, so more teams in there, which is always a good thing.
Yeah. And it's growing every year. More and more teams are doing it. So, it was due to expand a little bit. So you don't have these teams kind of that probably should be in getting pushed out. You don't really see that. I feel like with the boys, the regular football, 11-man football, 11-player football, you don't see that.
Right.
Teams, everybody who's should be in is getting in. Yeah. So I'm glad that they did that.
And then I think the interesting one here, because whenever we're in football season, we kind of talk about this, but they're changing the qualification from a winning conference record to a transparent wins-based metric. And then they changed the seeding and regional groupings in the playoffs. Because we always usually talk about winning conference record is the first, thing to get into the postseason. A little bit different now, it seems like. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's plays out here.
I'm trying to still grasp my head around that stuff because it's
a computer program that's going to figure this out.
So it's not me handling it all, but I think this is what the coaches were pushing for. They just kind of wanted to change it up because I think some of the teams, I think like a DC Everest last year, we saw that team like a 6 seed, and anybody who saw them play the whole year is like that's.
You kept saying that last year too,
and they made a run. They did, and like that, I think we'll see less of that happening with this metric, and hopefully, you're still going to have teams that kind of float under the radar, and they're going to be this kind of blip on the radar when it comes to it. But I think this will hopefully get the teams that deserve the home games, and there won't. I mean, it takes the human element out of that, where we've all heard stories like, oh, these guys don't want this team to host, so they're going to get together, which I always love that kind of stuff. Like these vast high school conspiracies that are going on. It's like, sure they are. Right. But I think this will help straighten some things up. And they'll keep tweaking it. And that's the nice thing is that they're willing to adjust. And I think that's where you have like a strong coaches association like the WFCA is that can help bring these things forward to the WIAA. Yep.
And, for anybody saying, well, does that mean that it diminishes conference games? Well, remember, the majority of the schedules are still conference games, so you still got to win your conference games. Right, exactly.
A lot of these teams are playing maybe 1 or 2 non-conference games at this point.
Right.
Most of them are, because you have these bigger co-op, like the Valley and Big Rivers one, where your non-conference games are basically crossover games with another part of your conference.
Right.
So and we're going to see that more come 2026 when it's like the Dunn St. Croix, Lakeland. I know there's that's the neat thing about every couple of years. We get these adjustments in the conferences, so you're going to see a lot more crossovers in these other bigger but not bigger co-op conference kind of way.
Right.
I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but like the Wisconsin Valley and Big Rivers, you're going to have two sides, like Big Ten East and West, I guess would be like that.
Good stuff there. Local Sports Roundup brought to you by Carpet City Flooring Center. Big thanks to JC for breaking it all down for us.